It was a brisk December morning in the heart of Manhattan, New York City. The city was just beginning to stir when the unthinkable happened. An act of violence that would send shockwaves across corporate boardrooms and internet forums alike. At 6:44 a.m. on December 4, 2024, Brian Thompson, the CEO of UnitedHealthcare, was shot and killed right outside the New York Hilton Midtown. The attack was no random act of street crime. It was something far more sinister, an assassination. To understand the weight of this crime, you have to understand who Brian Thompson was and why his role put a target on his back. Thompson had been CEO of UnitedHealthcare, one of the largest health insurers in America, since April 2021. Under his leadership, the company became the face of corporate healthcare, raking in billions while facing heavy criticism for denying patient claims. UnitedHealthcare was accused of using AI-driven systems to automatically reject patient claims, with some reports alleging the AI had a 90% error rate. Patients in desperate need of medical care were being denied life-saving treatments, all while Thompson and other executives allegedly profited from insider stock sales totaling over $120 million. Some called him a villain. Others labeled him the face of corporate greed. The American healthcare system, already a topic of heated debate, found itself at the center of this tragedy. And while most crimes elicit sympathy for the victim, this one did not. The public's reaction was complicated. December 4, 2024. Surveillance cameras captured the chilling moments leading up to the assassination. Thompson, unaware of the threat lurking nearby, walked toward the entrance of the New York Hilton Midtown for an annual United Health Group investors meeting. But someone was waiting for him. The assailant, dressed in a cream-colored hoodie and dark pants, was stationed outside for several minutes, patiently watching as Thompson approached. Then at 6:44 a.m., it happened. The man pulled out a 9mm bolt-action pistol, a rare weapon known for its use in clandestine assassinations. In 2 controlled movements, he fired at least twice. One bullet struck Thompson in the back, another in his leg. Witnesses say they heard a faint pop, muffled by the suppressor. The killer didn't run. He fled with calculated precision, riding away on an e-bike and disappearing into the web of New York City streets. New York police immediately launched an investigation, and surveillance footage gave them their first lead. The suspect, described as a white man around 6'1", tall, had a gray backpack and wore black sneakers with white soles. But this wasn't just a random killer. He was extremely camera-savvy, evading detection and covering his tracks at every turn. Investigators learned that he had checked into a nearby hostel with a fake ID, paid in cash, and checked out the day before the murder. Authorities believe he arrived in New York City on November 24th, a full 10 days before the assassination, using that time to scout out his target and plan his escape. Police followed his trail. He left his backpack in Central Park, which was later found with strange contents, a Tommy Hilfiger jacket and Monopoly money. Investigators also discovered 3 shell casings at the crime scene with cryptic messages etched on them. The words delay, deny, and depose were scratched into the brass. To some, it was a reference to the infamous insurance industry tactic to delay, deny, and defend claims. Was this the killer's message to the world? News of Thompson's death spread rapidly, but instead of the usual outpouring of sympathy for the victim, something unusual happened. Online forums lit up with celebration, with some hailing the killer as a folk hero for exacting revenge on a man seen as the face of America's broken healthcare system. Posts across social media described the attack as justice served. The public's contempt for corporate healthcare, paired with the accusations of UnitedHealthcare's wrongful denial of claims, turned the suspect into a symbol of rebellion. But not everyone saw it that way. Politicians, corporate leaders, and public figures quickly condemned the killing. The governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, who personally knew Thompson, called it a senseless tragedy. UnitedHealthcare, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and other insurance giants scrubbed photos of their executives from their websites, fearing copycats. Security firms reported a surge in requests from CEOs seeking personal protection. In the days that followed, the case only grew more complex. Internet detectives on Reddit, Twitter, and YouTube began piecing together clues. Theories ranged from corporate espionage to an ex-employee seeking revenge. The precision of the attack led some to believe it was the work of a professional hitman, perhaps with a military or intelligence background. Others speculated that it could be an act of corporate sabotage, orchestrated by a rival company hoping to destabilize UnitedHealthcare. The meticulous planning and execution seemed to rule out a random act of violence. This was methodical, precise, intentional. The words delay, deny, and depose became a viral sensation, with online users creating memes, t-shirts, and digital art inspired by the chilling messages. To some, the case became a symbol of resistance against corporate greed. A growing number of people believed the suspect was not a criminal, but a vigilante exposing the flaws in the healthcare system. Hashtags like Chodi delay, deny, depose, and justice for patients trended on social media platforms for days after the attack. The authorities, however, maintained their position. This was not a statement. This was murder, said NYPD Commissioner Raymond Pritchard during a press conference. We will not tolerate violence against anyone, regardless of their position in society. Despite this strong stance, public sentiment remained divided. Some saw Thompson as a symbol of unchecked power in the healthcare industry, while others viewed his death as a wake-up call for corporate leaders everywhere. Who was the man behind the hoodie? What was his motive? Revenge? A statement? A vigilante act? The case has fueled countless theories. Some believe he was a disgruntled former policyholder denied treatment. Others suggest a whistleblower or an activist taking matters into their own hands. The act was methodical, well-planned, and deeply symbolic. Delay, deny, depose. A message to the entire insurance industry, or something more personal? This was not a random crime. This was a deliberate, premeditated assassination of a CEO, said retired FBI profiler Alan Graves in an interview with CNN. The precision, the timing, and the escape plan all point to someone with military-level training, or at the very least, someone with an extensive understanding of covert operations. As of now, the man in the cream-colored hoodie remains at large. Authorities have asked the public for tips, offering a $250,000 reward for information leading to his capture. But with every day that passes, doubts grow about whether he will ever be found. Was he a lone wolf acting on principle, or was he part of a larger conspiracy? The fact that he disappeared so seamlessly has only added to his mystique. The cream-hooded assassin, as he's now known, is the most wanted man in America. The case of Brian Thompson's assassination is more than a murder mystery. It's a flashpoint in the ongoing war over healthcare, power, and justice in America. It raises profound questions about how far people will go when they feel powerless. As social media continues to fuel public debate, one thing is clear: this case will be studied, discussed, and dissected for years to come. Who was this man in the cream-colored hoodie? A revolutionary? A vigilante? Or just another criminal looking to send a message? For now, the world waits for an answer. But one thing is clear. Brian Thompson's death was more than a crime. It was a catalyst for a much larger conversation about justice, power, and the cost of healthcare in America. A major breakthrough in the case has surfaced. Law enforcement has reportedly discovered a handwritten manifesto on the person of interest detained in Altoona, Pennsylvania. According to an anonymous source within the police force, the manifesto contains sharp criticisms of healthcare companies, accusing them of prioritizing profits over patient care. No further details about the contents of the manifesto have been released to the public, but its discovery has added fuel to the already intense public debate surrounding this case. The exact location where the person of interest was apprehended has been revealed as the McDonald's at 407 East Plank Road in Altoona, Pennsylvania. According to reports from the New York Times, a 911 call was made from inside the fast food restaurant at approximately 9:15 a.m. on Monday. The tip-off that led to the man's capture came from an unexpected hero, an elderly patron inside the McDonald's. Upon recognizing the individual as a possible match for the gunman featured in surveillance images shared by police, the patron acted quickly, placing the 911 call that led to the arrest. There were links to the alleged gunman in New York City. New evidence has also tied the man detained in Altoona to the original crime scene in New York City. In a dramatic turn of events, Luigi Mangione, a 26-year-old male, was arrested by members of the Altoona Police Department on firearms charges. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch announced at a press conference on Monday afternoon. At this time, he is believed to be our person of interest in the brazen targeted murder of Brian Thompson. Mangione, originally from Towson, Maryland, is an anti-capitalist former Ivy League student, according to the New York Post. He has ties to San Francisco and previously lived in Honolulu, Hawaii. Despite his arrest, he has not yet been charged in connection with Thompson's death. Mangioni's background is as intriguing as it is unexpected. He was the valedictorian at the Gilman School in Baltimore, graduating in 2016. His academic excellence and subsequent radical views paint a complex picture of the man now at the center of this high-profile investigation. The break in the case came from an unlikely source. An employee at a McDonald's in Altoona noticed Mangioni acting suspiciously and alerted local police. Commissioner Tisch detailed the encounter, stating, "The suspect was in a McDonald's and was recognized by an employee who then called local police. He was carrying multiple fraudulent IDs, as well as a U.S. passport. The arrest has provided a significant lead in the investigation, but many questions remain unanswered. Mangioni's motives, his connections, and the extent of his involvement in the assassination of Brian Thompson are still under scrutiny. As the investigation continues, the public and authorities alike are eager for answers." The case of Brian Thompson's assassination has captivated the nation, highlighting the deep-seated issues within the healthcare system and the lengths to which individuals might go when driven by ideology. The arrest of Luigi Mangioni marks a pivotal moment in this ongoing saga, but the story is far from over. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this developing story, bringing you the latest updates and insights into one of the most shocking crimes of our time.